Hey folks, welcome back to WarThunder. So with the economy changes having come in now, I've been playing WarThunder quite a bit more frequently. I still have a lot of DCS videos in the pipeline, which is why I haven't been focusing on WarThunder much. But expect to see a bit of a resurgence over the next few videos. This is a game I had the other day in the F-16A, so this is the ground attack version. I had been attempting to use the Mavericks, but they don't seem to be tracking. And yeah, I know that there's low light conditions right now, but I think there's a bug where sometimes they just fall out of the sky, they just fly straight, drop down and crash into the floor. Doesn't matter what kind of weather conditions, daytime environment you're in, sometimes they do work, sometimes they don't work. So yeah, I decided, fuck it, I'll take the 6x AIM-9L loadout out and see what can be done. So up ahead, that fireball you can see falling out of the sky is a friendly, and this target that we're locking is a MiG-29. So, Fox 2 in the header, he flared it off, I flared his missile off, and we're merging. So, I don't have the MiG-29 yet, but assuming it performs as it should in reality, the MiG-29 and the Viper are actually quite evenly matched. I opt to try and keep energy and rate him instead of one circle firing him. I'm only slowing down to get my speed to a position where I can pull hard without blacking out. Other than that, other than staving off the blackout, I'm trying to keep my speed as high as possible. Jinking out of his nose, you can see that he's pulling quite a lot of AOA and he's staying in full burner without really carrying a lot of speed, so I feel quite confident in the ability to just dip my nose here and just keep pulling him around. And I'm pulling to the level where I'm continually either keeping or gaining speed. If I start losing speed, then it'll be because I started to black out, so I eased off to stop the blackout from happening. And then now that I'm back on the burner, you can see that I could be pulling harder, but I'd lose speed, so I'm pulling just hard enough to either keep my speed or increase it. And as we get around the circle, and it looks like I might get a shot in, I pull a little bit harder to cash the energy in. He did the same back to me, so he's slow, which is why I'm going vertical, because he won't be able to follow me up without extending first for speed. So he continued his rate around, so I'm cutting a circle here. If I were him, I'd be reversing my turn right now, but he doesn't, so we've got him defensive right now. I am worried about being third-partied by his team though. And here I had my missile spooled up, and I forgot that it meant that it overwrites the radar gun sight, because your gun pipper becomes the missile lock thing. So I could have probably killed him there if I'd not been spooling my missiles up. So he is now reversing his turn, which is smart. I'm going high rather than pulling directly after him, because going up means you lose speed, which means that you don't overshoot. And now every time he crosses my nose, he's just giving me an opportunity to shoot him. The spool up time for the Vulcan is kind of kicking me here, because if it just fired straight away, he'd probably be dead already. And we've just bled him of all his energy, and there's really nothing he can do at this point. He's missing one of his elevators, and there he goes. Bearing in mind that I don't have any of the performance mods apart from boosters and the G-suit. The rest is completely bone stock. I just went for weapons, G-suit, and things to make the turn performance better, because even stock, this thing has enough thrust to do quite a lot of good for itself. So we are being locked from behind. I think it might be that Tomcat that's conning above us. The radar lock physics in WarThunder are pretty dodgy. Like if you're near someone that's locking something, it'll act as if you're being locked even if you aren't. So just be aware of that. Sometimes you might get a lock turn and it'll just be they could even be in front of you, locking something that's in front of them, like in a conga line, and even if you're at the back you'll be getting the lock notification. It's a bit fucky. So you can see for cruising around I've reduced my throttle to 70%. I have been getting a radar contact up ahead, but I can't see it visually. And I'm now at a point where it's close enough that it probably won't show on radar anymore because the cake slice of my radar search cone won't be covering the area of sky that he's in, so the closer you get to people, the harder it is to ensure that they'll show in the radar scan volume. And I have honestly no idea where he went. I don't know if he saw me. I see that message in the chat saying 666. I wonder if they're warning me. I honestly don't know. I don't know who called that. I don't know where they are. I'm turning and I'm looking and I don't see anything. But I am worried that the thing that was on radar must be pretty fucking close to me. But I just can't see him. And then here, I sort of do a double take and die straight away. So we got a MiG-29, quite a satisfying dogfight, and then we get killed by an arsehole with his cockpit open. Honestly, I can't wait for the day and they fix that fucking bug because it fucks me off no end. So, on radar I've got 2 contacts, and I know that the contacts that are being found are co-altitude because my radar was pointing at horizon level. As I pull up, I point it up to see what the things in the cons are, because I couldn't visually acquire the things that were lower down, so I know that I'm putting myself at risk by coming up here. But I'm hoping that anyone else that comes up here will also focus the contrails rather than me. Though I will be entering cons myself pretty soon, so I think both contrails were friendly. Then I see 2 things coming up that seem to be in a dogfight. I'm guessing one's friendly, one's enemy. Not sure which is which at this moment in time. But as we get close, the name tags will pop up. So the Mirage F1 versus something else. It's quite annoying at top tier right now because Vipers can be on basically every team, so you have to be really, really careful about who you shoot at. And MiG-21s, MiG-23s, even the MiG-29 can be on both teams as well, so it's becoming a little bit of a clusterfuck where visual ID is meaningless. And if you can't get a radar lock to guarantee the IFF, which seems... I've never had a problem with IFF telling me that people are friendly or hostile. But I've seen countless reports from other players saying that they shot at something that was marked as a hostile and it ended up being friendly. I don't know if that's them being a bit dim or like obliviousness to other contacts nearby. My guess is that the hostile will just be next to a friendly and they won't have realised that there's actually 2 contacts instead of 1. Maybe it is a legitimate issue, I honestly don't know, but you can see how we managed to missile that MiG-23 despite the string of flares. And now we're pulling in behind this second MiG-29. So again, I'm being locked from my front, but I think it might be someone else trying to lock the MiG. So MiG's on a Tomcat. And I'm trying to get close enough that my radar gun sight will work. You generally have to be within 0.5 miles, I believe. So if you look on the bottom right of the HUD when you have a lock, right now it's saying 0.5, so that's my range to him. And then underneath that is your closure rate. So if that number is positive, it means you're getting nearer to him. If it's negative, it's saying minus, it means he's getting away from you. So you need that figure, the top one, to be less than 0.5 for your radar gun sight to pop up. So we got hit by guns from someone behind. I think it's another MiG-29. So I'm rolling around, immediately switch focus from the guy I was chasing to the guy that's chasing me. Because if I focus on the guy that I was trying to kill, then the guy that's trying to kill me will just continue trying to kill me. The only way to save yourself in that situation is to focus on defensive strategies rather than offensive ones. I'm still sort of split focus because this guy just shot at a friendly. So this is the guy that I was on, so I'm kind of juggling both of them right now. The guy that was shooting at me is coming back in, crossing to our top left. Guy in front's stalling out. I can't aim. But whilst the other guy is sort of getting his orientation fixed on me, I can spend a little bit of extra time trying to take out his teammate. There we go. Loving the gun sight change. Been missing radar gun sights for a while there. It's extremely satisfying to use. And then the other MiG-29 gets team killed by a MiG-23, so that worked out okay. Other MiG-23 appears to be up here, so we'll see if we can't get him out of the fight as well. Actually, it's a MiG-21. Not sure where the MiG-23 is. Radar gun sight coming in again. So if the pipper is off your hood, it's not because it's not working, it's because the lead you need to pull will be more significant than the HUD can show. So the best way of remedying that problem is to try and go for a lower aspect shot, or get closer, because the closer you are, the less lead you'll need. So radar said that the front target was hostile, so I fire an M9L off on him, takes his wing off, and I think that's kill number 5 for the video. Maybe kill number 4. Lost track. I actually had a lot more success flying this as a fighter with M9Ls than I ever did as an attacker. I tried to fly it in ground sim the other day and it's just a bit of a joke. Like, you can't get anything meaningful done without a hell of a lot of luck on your side. Would be quite interesting actually to see if I could get like a squad of organised people to like warn me if there's a SAM up and then try and deal with the SAM. But there's just so much to manage that it's not very viable. So we've got like 3, 4, 5 hostile contacts. Looping up and over on this guy. I do have someone locked, but confused about where they've actually gone. Radar's saying that they're under my nose to my right. Just completely lost situational awareness there. Quite low on fuel and no missiles remaining.
Somebody cover me!
That's a friendly up ahead, and I just ate a missile. The guy who fired is peeling off. I am remarkably alive still, but extremely crit, so my radar's gone. Left wing route's really damaged. Right wing route, well, right wing in total is just fucked. Back of the fuselage is fucked. Front of the fuselage is fucked. Very low on fuel, but we managed to limp it back. But as I get slower and I lose lift, it starts to be a bit uncontrollable. But I really wanted to make it back just to see what the visual damage models look like since the change where you actually see impacts at the point where you were hit. Because I ate a missile, like what does a missile, like a near missile hit look like? And here we just start losing it, like I'm trying to roll left and it won't go, and then we fall off the edge of the runway. Miraculously don't explode. And I was half expecting it to say I couldn't repair from here, but I actually can. So we get to see the damage look, so looks like I got shot in the spine. That might have been the gun from earlier, and I think all of the shrapneling on the right wing is from the missile. So quite a cool detail, really. But anyway, that's it for today, folks. Thanks a lot for watching. Stick around for future WarThunder content, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.